other stuff. Very simple method. I only have 2 EXP increasing accessories, so I don't have 3 like the pre-order people to do.
Grind at level 100.
Yeah, I got the DLC, so I think I can get to 105 or 110. Almost there though. Well, to 100. I think a couple more fights here. I do want to experiment on the DLC. I already did my first run of the DLC, or just on the base disc, because DLC had a effect where it was pay to win, and people didn't like that. They wanted to buy the game and have the same advantages at the best setups as everybody else did. There were some occasions where the DLC was very, very, very powerful, but for the most part they try and keep it on the low key. It's not like every DLC's uber powerful. Y'all come to me. Oh, I did not really want to do this. This would just draw their attention to me. I was wanting to Zanzuki them right away. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so it's gonna take one more trip. If that, I do fight the 2 enemies on the way there. I don't have to worry about damage this way, because I got all the marks destroyed. They were actually be here, it's a good cycle. Nope, one more trip. These enemies will definitely do it. But I want to get to 105, 110. Because I want to get the Valor, the Medal of Valor items. If you know, you know. But here's a breakdown. If you do a certain boss in the game without taking any damage, you will get the Valor of Honor, or Medal of Valor for that character. Benedicta's got one, I think Dark Raven's got one, Titan has one, and yeah, it's all about being able to defeat every boss. So here's my level up to 100. It looks like I'm getting about 3% of EXP every time I do this, so it's going to be a while. Let's go here. Okay, I can reach the next level. 9 million. So it's about 13 times I got to do this in a row. So the more you know, the more you get it done. 13 times, that's a lot. Just for one level. If I did it in arcade mode, the EXP would be halved. So, there's really no reason not to do it right now how I'm doing it. The important part is getting the Zanzuki up to level 5 right here. Makes the whole process a lot simpler. I only need one iconic feat. That's the Zanzukin, and I need Dancing Steel with something powerful like Ultimate Demise. Honestly, I'm getting around 920, 940,000, somewhere around there. Because these gives 870,000, and the enemies before that give 170,000. So almost a million. I feel like that Beavis and Butthead line, Butthead goes, "Come to Butthead." This is going to allow me to do the obelisks challenges for each of the iconics in the game. Already at level 100, I stand more of a chance than I do at level 90. Ultimate Demise. But now that they are, I can just recycle the grind. So there's a couple things I gotta do. I gotta do the Rising Tide DLC. That's on my list. And while I'm at it, I want to do Leviathan with no damage. It's gonna be one of the most clutch battles in the game, right? DLC, you don't have much of an advantage at the high leveled enemies. If I start right now getting the dominant of Benedicta, the Valor of Honor for Benedicta, they'll expect me to be level 50 or 60, somewhere around there. And on a new game plus, I'll be level 105 to maybe 110. So Leviathan's always going to be my biggest challenge in this game, no matter what. Well, Omega can be challenging too. Bahamut and Odin, they're going to be difficult. But again, I'll be about 20 times level. I'll be 20 times higher level than what they expect me to be in Final Fantasy mode. So I said I was getting about 1,000,000 EXP per run. It's really not too bad. I must have been slower this time. My Ultimate Demise kicked in sooner. They made the Adamantoids in Final Fantasy 15 take nearly 70 hours to defeat. And I played Final Fantasy 15 in the beginning, and I killed the Adamantoids without the ring before, which would be a nice little challenge since I got all those equipment gears in Final Fantasy 15. I could do a magic run on the Adamantoids with just the V2 suits. It would be an interesting fight because it does take hours to take that thing down legit, or you can instant kill it with the ring. In this game, Benedicta and all the way up until I think Bahamut or Odin, whichever one comes first, I think those are going to be the hardest ones to get no damage runs on. But Leviathan and Ultima and all them, they're going to always stand a little bit higher of a challenge because they come late in the game and the game naturally has them leveled up higher. Strangers of Paradise, I feel very comfortable with my builds. Instead of me making like the uber powerful build that I can make, I'm going to try and relate to Strangers of Paradise for chaos mode. And when I do that, there is a few things that I would like to mention in my Strangers of Paradise playthrough. Oh, that kind of ruined something for me. I'm gonna heal up, use my limit break to heal. I'm not using it for anything else. And I don't want to use potions right now because it would be a waste of time. But we naturally get these enemies' attention. But these enemies over here, you gotta walk up towards them. Can I taunt? I don't know how to taunt in this game. Note to self, don't level up until Final Fantasy mode. There's still somebody alive. Thank you, Joshua. But this is going to be a testament to see exactly how far I get. If I only get 5 levels, then it's definitely the Omega DLC that increases it to 105. But if I get to 110, just buying the DLC enough will be sufficient. Oh, he's going to probably hit me out with the animation. Nope. Now just do Ultimate Demise. Yeah, 174,000. Okay, if Square Enix kind of did this to the game. If they use higher numbers, then they have a larger range to put the player through. But ideally, you could just minimize numbers to save up on calculating. Like if we get 100,000 every time, what's the difference between 100,000 and it rescaled to just like 1,000? It's like HP 9,999. They made 99,999, but at the same time, I did this. I don't have it. They can make a game with 999 HP max as well. They did it with Tactics and earlier Final Fantasies. I should actually be getting pretty close. I'm halfway through what I went through. Honestly, PlayStation 5 Live is not as good as PlayStation 4. The live streaming, I don't get to see how many viewers I got right now, and I don't get to see people's comments all the time. Oh wait, I gotta fight you. This may be a long stretch. So honestly, I think I got about 30 to 40 times of doing this before I max leveled. Maybe. No. Probably more than that. Say it's 10 million EXP and I get a million every time. I need 50 million EXP for 5 levels. So we're looking at doing this 50 times. Or more. Grinding to 100 and above. Honestly, these two enemies right here, I think they were put in after an update. Or maybe it's because I'm on Final Fantasy mode. Oh, that didn't work. How do you taunt in this game? Hold L2, okay, I get it. Alright, I get it a little bit. I just teach myself something. And that is the thunder. Everything on this is now clockwork routine. And I'm burning through this. I can do this about, I say it takes 3 or 4 minutes to do it all together. If I do it right, this one's taking a lot longer. So I'll just stream for a couple hours. Till my hands can't take it after that 2-hour mark. I gotta quit for a little bit. Boo. Are you coming? Joshua and Jill can really help. I guess I can hold my button layout to where Finyard could help, but oh wait, it's toggle. In Strangers Paradise, I can go into the Rift Labyrinth at like 3,000 something. Always get the highest level geared and really start to work on like my favorite builds. It's just I'm honest with Strangers Paradise. You're not going to be able to make the builds that I am able to make unless you play the DLC. You just won't. That was the sloppiest round I've had this whole time. I think Joshua is supposed to be fighting that one. And Jill. All of them were there. This will give me 870,000 EXP. Oh, almost to 101. I started at level 99 today. Now, when I started the stream, I was pretty high up in level 99, but still, it's been 2 level ups since I started almost. Come towards me. Nope. I gotta do this the hard way now. This is the hard way. After a little bit of course correcting, the finish result is still the same. Let's see how fast I can get these troops lined up. This might be the winning blow. Yep, I'll have another level right after this. I don't know how good my taunt works. I was testing that out last one, and it seems like the fireball really gets their attention before anything else. Actually, it's not a fireball, it's a dark ball. Because I can't really taunt them to come towards me. Okay, everybody here?
Good luck on the grind.
Yep, because this is my level up. I mean, the stats aren't really all that great. I got ultimate weapon. There is classical sin. Or no, it's called original sin. That's going to be something. It should have the staggering capability of the Tomberry knife. And the Tomberry knife has 700. Which can be helpful. But for the no damage boss fights that I'm going to be doing in my new game plus, that will be level 105, 110, somewhere around there. And the beauty of that, oh no, I did it again. Is the boss fights early on are going to be extremely easy. But if I want to get the Valor of Leviathan, which is killing Leviathan without taking any damage, it doesn't matter if I do it right now or in my next run where I get all the Valor items. So if I level up to 105, 110, somewhere around there, I will be able to still no damage fight Leviathan during this playthrough. I wouldn't need to do arcade mode. I haven't even done Rising Tide DLC yet. So I could get one of the Valor of items right away on this playthrough. The rest ones will be real easy. Valor, Benedicta, and Dark Raven, all of them, Shiva, Odin, Bahamut, they're always going to expect me to be like 10 or 20 levels over their requirements. Because Shiva, Valor of Benedicta, I should be able to do because I'll be like almost 50 to 40 levels higher than what they want you to be at that stage. So as long as I can start New Game Plus Plus after I complete the game here on Final Fantasy mode, I can start Final Fantasy mode with the best stuff that you can get in Final Fantasy mode. So I'll be a lot more powerful than what they'd expect. Because they expect you to start Final Fantasy mode at 50, and I'll be starting it at 100 something. Giving me a very good advantage over all the boss fights. And if I can get into story mode after Final Fantasy mode, which I don't think is possible, it is. But the thing about the DLC in this game is it does not get upgraded. Every other piece of gear you get in Final Fantasy mode can be upgraded to a plus. I understand there's some accessories that you get from DLC that's just way too powerful, but the fact that none of them get upgraded, it was not worth it. I mean, you look at it this way, all your other summons and all your other abilities besides the DLCs will be more powerful than the DLCs. Even though on the regular mode, the DLC is more powerful, on Final Fantasy mode, they can't be upgraded like everything else. So the DLC might not be worth it in the end, because you just get standard abilities that don't get cooldown improvements or damage improvements like the other abilities get. Makes me really question whether or not I like Final Fantasy mode. Alright, I didn't have to overdo this. Just had to get my Zanazukin to level 5. Alright, good. I think I feel something here. How much gil do I have? 526. I would hate to be high level and start farming gil when I'm max level. So it might be, okay. I think I'm pretty close to having everything to buy. I don't know if 500k is gonna really help. I am getting gil from fighting these enemies. So I have a pretty good easy setup to get gil. Anyways, I'm going nose to nose on them before I start this move. They have a chance of actually attacking me and hitting me out, but I don't like missing them. It makes the process way too slow. Another thing is if I can't get Zanazukin up to level 5, then I have to continuously fight them. One swing at a time. This way is quick, easy. I get my instant death attack off, and ultimate demise will do its job. You can increase so much on the dancing still. You can increase the will damage, the cooldown effect, and you can increase the rate it charges Zanazukin. So that's different about Odin and the rest of the summons. Is their final move usually has 2 accessories tied to it, and Odin I think has 3 accessories tied to it. It's pretty interesting, I guess. Like both of you? No, both of you are not coming. Alright. One of the enemies didn't follow with me. Okay. Yeah, I go straight up to these two. Do dancing still. Kill them with ultimate demise. Run up, grab all the enemies in the group. Nose to nose. I guess level 5. Ultimate demise. I mean, Clive is pretty powerful in Final Fantasy 16. Is he more powerful than Dante though? Dante has a heck of a healing factor, as to where Clive does not. Clive may be able to stop degradation, but Clive cannot heal from mortal wounds. After all, Clive is still human, and Dante is part devil. I mean, they'll probably prove me wrong in some kind of death battle, but Dante actually is stronger just because of the healing factor. I think both of them have a very good offensive, so they're tied there. They can use power. I guess Clive's duration of his econs increase. Why isn't this one following suit? Oh, someone just went away. That's beautiful. Alright, let's just kill as many as we can. Let's do this, see how many there is. Maybe I would just skip the next fight if I can get my Zanajikan up to level 5. I can. Alright, it's just me. I was in a groove and I was getting about 1,000,000 EXP per run, and now I'm getting a lot less because the enemies are not coming towards me so often. I don't need to charge as you can, so y'all can just fade away. The object of this is to do as fast as possible, and somehow I'm messing up because I'm used to doing this on the regular mode, and I'm on the hard mode, and I got a bonus couple of enemies in the beginning, and then these things, they don't always stay in the fight. So I think these ones will automatically come at us. We don't really have to do much. Send a dark ball. I think Clive's, I will say, devil trigger, we call it limit break. I think his limit break is stronger than Dante's, but if you look at Devil May Cry 2, Dante was in his oldest form and he was pretty powerful. Alright, 870,000. I'm hoping. Yeah, there we go. I guess I just gotta focus a little more. Overall, comparing Dante and Clive, I don't know. Dante has his special healing factor, and Clive, I think, passes in the end, so yeah. Alright, cool. That fight went as planned. Too much of these effects will damage the live stream, but been able to adjust to it. So really I might need to level up 4 more times, or I might have to level up 9 more times. I'm hoping 9. Alright, they're both coming. And that was all of them. So close to 1 million per 5 minutes, we'll say. And whenever the PS7 or 8 comes out, it'd be nice to see this game with like 3 times speed. What would be some interesting features that could do in Final Fantasy 16 that would make it a re-release and pass as a re-release? I think they'd have to keep the DLC in and just have it on base. Maybe what else would I do this game? 3 times speed would be nice. 3 times the XP, Gil, stuff like that would be cool. Kind of like what they did with the Pixel remasters. Made the game, instead of it being a competitive game, it ended up becoming a luxury game where you could just play. And the game's easy because you're using a port that allows you to, like, use quadruple EXP. If you don't use that, it's going to be a lot of more time to level up, definitely. Alright, you need to come this way. I keep on looking at my level, and I'm like 101 Dalmatians. And I'm not a big Disney fan. I can't wait till it gets, oh, there's 102 Dalmatians, crap. I side with Corella. How many more fights I think I need? Okay. 3 more runs, it looks like, of doing this. Yeah, both of them are coming. That's different. Oh, come on, little knight back there. That didn't kill them all. And I'm not even gonna mess with that one. Be right back. I think I will be able to level up this bit this time. Yeah. Which I'm actually cruising through a little bit. There we go. Hey, both of you. You shoot the enemy, Clive. I'm not leaving this room until I get my EXP. Let's see. What do I want to hit him with? Because this is a whole level in my eyes. Right there. I might not have any XP left over, but yeah. Okay, so it's still taking about 9,000 or 9 million EXP to level up per time. So I'm finally at 102 after like an hour of doing this. And the goal I'm going to set is 105. At 105, I'll be able to say, okay, I can be 10 levels higher than normal. Alright. It's these troopers up here that can break my entire chain if I don't get them to come after me fast enough. This should be it for all. That was interesting. Here we go, nose to nose like before. I could try and not lure the enemies into a group, but that wouldn't be fast enough. It's easier to lure these beings into a group of 3 types of formations. I could just come in here, use like say Mega Flare or something, or my Zanzukin, then go and fight the rest of it. I'll get the same amount of EXP, but it takes a lot longer to use your abilities if you do it that way. For instance, yeah, I'm definitely just using a little bit. Okay, there's definitely, okay. That one guy's friend didn't come out right away. Even right now, just to get this person's attention, it's good enough to start. Okay. I'm in the middle of the air. That's not too hurtful. My best friend actually has a theory that I am a vampire. It just was funny because he actually proves some solid points. Except I don't drink blood at all, and I don't plan to. I mean, maybe a steak that's bloody, but I don't know. Blood creeps me out. $174,000. Anyways, I'll tell the story. So he's like, if I stab you with a wooden stake, you'll die. I'm like, yes, that would definitely work. He's like, vampire. And he listed quite a bit of evidential proof that if not a vampire, I have one of the better qualities to become a vampire if recruited. It was just a big, long joke. I guess you'd have to understand it. More of my personal situation. But Devil May Cry came out with a new Netflix show, and I liked it. I liked it except for I really want Lucia to get more attention than anything else. Lady's been in quite a bit of Devil May Cry's. Trish has also. I would like to see a little bit more of Ouroboros in action, and that's probably in season 2. The music wasn't bad. Good soundtrack. Except for it was placed like that to kind of give the Devil May Cry era when it was released, more of a Devil May Cry feel. Because like a lot of Devil May Cry fans might not like Limp Bizkit's, I call it Rollin', 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 but that's the main theme song in the Netflix show. Is every time the credits open up for the show, you hear Limp Bizkit's Rollin', Rollin', Rollin'. And it's Devil May Cry. You kind of accept it. It's pretty nice. I don't really know what they did with Lady's design, giving her like a super soldier outfit and background.
Time to fight.
Up here comes the storm. They all both coming. Yep. That was awesome. Get all the items, then teleport away. It's very easy. Picking up this game after a while, you realize it just becomes easier. And as for Stranger's Paradise, it just gets harder. Stranger's Paradise's difficulty scales all the way. I knew not to charge the guy on the right because it would move out of the way. And I almost missed my Zanazukin charge here, my Dancing Still, because he moves out of the way. Sometimes I don't get to level 5 right away either. I say it's been raining for about an hour now. Really bad time to start streaming, I guess. Really good for the garden I got. Alright, they're both coming. Getting easier. Feel like I've done 2 rapid ones in a row at least. I'm just not even going to check my EXP. I'll see it whenever I defeat these enemies, and yeah. I want to know if I'm going to level up this round, or is the next one, or when exactly is my next level up. I just seen my EXP and I'm nowhere near leveling up. I'm almost about 6/10 of the way there, so 3/5. Come on. There's one. Dropping things that can be traded in for Gil. Just gonna check that though. Here we go. Dropping Drock Blood, Goblin Coins, Empty Shards, Ambers, or Fallen Enigmas. So that means the only thing that they could be dropping that means anything is right here. And they're not dropping them. Okay, so that explains something. If I want to get more Gil, I'm gonna have to spend one of these levels getting Gil. And I know a good spot to get the Gil. And it's not to equip the accessories to increase Gil. It's literally getting drops from enemies. And these enemies do not drop stuff that's for Gil. That's for sure. Now the second way I have for Gil farming is what is the thing called? It's not arcade mode, it's stage replay, no. I don't know, some kind of challenge. I've already done it. You can fight a secret boss at the end if you get no damage on every boss fight prior to it. Hey, he's coming, he's joining. Come on. I mean, if I spend a whole level trying to get Gil, I could probably walk away with quite a bit. It's actually got me curious if I should try. I can still be using the EXP accessories, except for the enemies won't be dropping as much EXP. But overall, I think that the farm will be faster. To get Gil, because there's only so much Gil you need compared to how much I'm going to farm. The mode that I'm going to use to get Gil, it's faster because you can just equip boons and stuff like that to increase Clive's capabilities. But there is a filled place to get Gil that isn't DLC. So there's a base game Gil method, even though I know a DLC method for Gil that's better. I got a DLC method which is better, and then I got the regular base game which is okay. One more fight and I got this. 103, here I come. So this is not a bad method. The thing is grinding your teeth while you're doing the same thing over and over again. I have a computer, a laptop, a TV, all to keep me entertained during this type of stuff. I thought it moved out of the way. Started this at level 99 and I'm about to approach 103. Very worthwhile.
Hey Battle Spark. You've been on for a while.
I've been on what? I was away for a few days taking care of a family pet. So I was out of my apartment.
Hope you saw some of my FF9 I put up.
Yeah, I did. You should have showed off Iku's attack way more than you did. Like, yeah, her basic attack. Make a note of that. Be like, my Iku has a pretty good strength stat, so she can do good on being like a fighter now too. So the Tiger Racket or whatever they share, well, Whisker, I forget what it's called. Dagger might actually make better use of it now because of her Iku's stat. No, I'm talking about the simple fact that you raised her strength stat, but with Marcus. You never sat there and said she can actually make a decent physical fighter now. Yeah, her basic physical attack power is better now. Like, a lot better. She can probably do just as much damage as like Amaranth or Freya, right?
Like with the rackets and flutes now. Yeah, I went over her base stats when I got her on the team.
Yeah, I seen that. That was before I had to go away for a week. The last stream I haven't caught up on. But yeah, she makes a good attack now.
And how they are based on Marcus's base stats from when I got him to level 99.
Yeah. You could have done something with Blank as well, you know. Amaranth. I don't think there's any benefit to it actually. No speed or strength or anything that gets really increased with Amaranth. Maybe that's why you didn't do it. XP. Just chilling out, thinking I just gained 3 levels in about an hour and something minutes. That was actually pretty cool. And since I'm so actual,
it's not possible.
Let's see, where's this gill spot? I think the gill spot's right here. We come here, we're gonna have our marker set right there, and we kill every enemy that is a dog. Actually, these are hyenas, aren't they?
Doesn't give any bonus stat boosts, and there's no way to boost up Blank's stats in the evil forest before escaping with.
Yeah, I know the code for Marcus and Blank. Blank was actually named Blank because of that fact, is that his stats don't matter compared to Amaranth when he gets introduced into the party. Okay, so here's where the hyenas are. I do have a Zanzukin ready for him, but I think I want to get him closer. Let's see if this works.
With Marcus there is one benefit, you can boost up Mag and STR for Marcus and those carry over to Ico. She can get really high Mag and STR.
Okay, so the items that just gave me. would not be more.
HP and other stats too.
They're giving me empty shards. Oh no. Okay, I got a way better guild method. Okay, I was just curious about that.
Oh, and more magic stones for equipping abilities too.
It's gonna be a lot of Xanazukin coming away. Even though I'm almost exhausted, it must be close to the 2-hour mark because that's when I get tired of playing.
On streaming tomorrow more FF9.
Tomorrow morning, I might be up. Dancing still hardly does any damage or will damage.
I'm close to getting my full team back now. That means I'll soon have Finna and Freya back. Tomorrow afternoon EST time.
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep early tonight because I got a phone call in the morning. I gotta make.
I'm currently in Treno where the card tournament happens.
Oh yeah, you gonna fight that behemoth? I have them all follow me.
I have many good Tetra Master cards. Where I am now it's actually a different enemy. The behemoth is much later towards the end.
Final Fantasy IX is not my favorite. It's just because it's good for everyone that I don't like it. Like, it's good for all audiences. One thing you could mention in your stream is how Aiku had to have an outfit rechange because her first outfit that they gave her made it look like she was wearing kind of like assless chaps that cowboys wear or like, you know, so instead of her wearing those, they actually did a new color scheme to kind of make it look like she wasn't kind of like almost nude. Siren had to get the same treatment in Final Fantasy VIII because when Siren came out, like, everybody's like, you can see her pubic hair, and it's just like, alright, we'll change it. We'll put a seashell bra on her and all that, or no, her hair covered up her things. But Final Fantasy in 16, Final Fantasy 16, it's rated M for mature. This is not a game for kids. It's the first Final Fantasy that was like that. I would say Tactics was not really that mature either, though. I mean, yeah, there's really not much relations in it, but there's some diplomatical reasons behind the game.
You did say you would do another Omega weapon battle in FF8, didn't you?
If I did, it would be Quistis, right, Renoa, and Irvine.
Like with Irvine, Quistis, and Renoa?
Yep, those three. That's the only way I'd do it. And the thing is I want to like showcase it because a lot of people don't kill Omega with those three particular, and if I'm gonna do it, gotta do it right. I have to put.
Irvine could dish out the damage with quickshot and fast ammo.
I have to find a magic that Angel Wing Rinoa won't use. Like I don't think she uses reflect, scan, or maybe she uses them all. But I need to have her with max magic power and just meteors. Shockwave Pulsar, but Omega has high defense, so that's not going to do hardly any damage. And I can't really kamikaze and come back to life.
Wind, Shockwave Pulsar with a high mag stat.
Yeah, look at Omega's spirit and tell me if Shockwave Pulsar will do more than 3,000 damage.
Renoa with Angel Wing, you need a specific setup for.
Yeah, Renoa is going to be the first character that I max all her stats out with, just because of her Angel Wing ability. She's immediately going to turn into that, which she doesn't really snap out of it in the middle of her limit break being over. So she'll just be constantly like that. And Quistis will be more on healing duty, so she'll have recover and revive. Irvine would be damage dealer. And yeah, so Renoa will be uncontrollable. That means she's gonna die every round. Is that right? She would die every round unless I make her invincible. Alright, I get it now. So Irvine will still be damage dealer, but Renoa will have to be invincible and in Angel Wing form. Quistis, she doesn't need to use limit breaks, so she doesn't need any auras casted on her.
One of them being Meltdown. Meltdown doesn't just do VIT 0, it also puts SPR at 0.
As long as I can keep Renoa at full HP, she can survive with like death status defense. All my characters in 8 are super well built. I got a video on my GF builds that's got almost 40,000 views. And my channel, when I go to the About Me, I've almost had 500,000 views. So 500,000 people, 500,000 views or something.
Would it have to be Renoa with Angel Wing?
Yeah, Angel Wing with high magic stat and stuff. That'll work. She'll have to be the immune though to everything. She'll have to have the Hero War trial. Irvine and Quistis can go without the hero thing.
If Renoa has any other Angelo text, she also has Invincible Moon too.
Alright, this is getting close to the end.
Lucky enough to hit the RNG on it.
Yeah, well, you gotta hit the RNG on selfie too. It'll just be something that I can experiment with on 8. Right now we have a big heated poll, best of the era PlayStation X edition. 7, 8, and 9, which is the best of it. We've been counting down from PlayStation 5 all the way to PlayStation X. I do plan to do more polls, but I'm allowed to schedule my poll so I can make.
Hitting one. I think it hits 9 times or something.
Yeah, she'll do good. I've seen Angel Wing Renoa do really good with Meteor. But I want it to be like the only spell that I know, you know? And I want to have 100 of them. Joshua just knocked that guy out.
With Meltdown or Doom Train, Irvine would be doing most of the majority of the DMG with Quick Shot or Armor Shot, or Hyper Shot.
If you put it on wait and it becomes an actual turn-based game, then Irvine.
Shot with fast ammo is the best way to go for Irvine though because of rapid fire.
Like Renoa would need a limit break at the beginning, so Quistis would probably have to cast double on Renoa, and Aura on Renoa, have her just go into Angel Wing, and then we'll boost her from there with a hero trial with Irvine, or maybe just for her. Something to make her invincible against Omega. And then Quistis is going to tend to Renoa while Irvine tries to start using this limit breaks. And if it goes good, maybe Renoa can take him down all by herself.
But the spells are faster, yes.
Renoa could very well, with 2 people with like defend on and recover, they could carry the whole fight just by healing and recovering Renoa, and have her go through the 100 meteors that she'll have. That should be fun.
Just Cerberus hits the entire team.
But you see the strategy. Quistis is definitely going to have guard, recover, and defend. Well, she's going to have magic too. But she is going to have guard, because once she has Renoa invincible and with Aura on, I don't have to reapply Aura with Renoa. Once she's in Angel Wing mode, she's good for the rest of the battle. From there on, it's making her invincible in that mode. That's the Quistis task, and Irvine just has to worry about himself, giving him Aura when he needs it and limit breaks when he can. So there'll be 2 damage dealers, and Quistis being the pretty much The effect. I don't want her to have double. That would suck. You know why. But Noah does not need Cerberus casted on her. She needs just triple. Somebody's still alive, huh? Okay, next fight, I believe, should do it. Well, next time I reach this point. So one more loop around and I'll be 104. Then 105 might be the last level. Then I'll be max level.
How many rounds or how long double and triple lasts for?
Double and triple last for the duration of the fight. It's the same of all status effects really in that game.
You know they don't last long in battle.
You know they don't last long in battle? Do you get KO'd or something?
Surely they do wear off in battle.
Really? I actually did not know that. Really? Huh. I might have to test that out. I never noticed that.
They
Like
wear
if
off
double
over
and
time,
triple.
You have to recast them.
Yeah, that will. I mean, the way I see it, is once Winnowa gets gone with Angel Wing, she'll be doing most of the damage randomly. She would have to have triple invincibility, and that's it. Like, keep those on her, and she'll do good. Irvine and Quistis, they can deal with applying triple when needed and applying.
To summon Cerberus several times.
There's my level up. Level 104. This next time, in about 10 battles, I will see if I can get above level 105. Because if I can, then I have another live stream to do.
GFs in FF8, but Cerberus, along with Doom Train, is one of the very few I use in battle in the game.
Yeah, but one of the challenges that I did in that game was low level run, default level actually, and no GFs. That was one of the challenge run. That's about all the challenges I did. Just every dialogue in the game, like I talked to everybody. It's like we treasured Final Fantasy like it was gold, and now like for $9.99 you can play it. And who knows, it could go really wrong with Quistis, Winnowa, and Irvine. I mean, I'd have to memorize Omega's attack pattern. That way I'm always prepared. Go and look at it on a piece of paper and be like, okay, so I'll use this move this time, this, that. Just keep on doing that and figure out how to make it to where I'm alive the whole entire time.
Quistis could be your buffing character with some of her blue magics.
Her blue magics can't really do much. White Wind, Big Guard, Bad Breath, which was what I was going to use. She's just going to be a buffer, Quistis is. Because the only time Irvine's going to join in on helping buff is buffing him back up to do limit breaks. That's it. So I have a question for the audience. Is 105 the max level, or is 1010? Or I mean, is 110 or 105? Some people on the internet I've seen say 110, but most of them say 105.
White Wind heals really well in FF8 and Mighty Guard is just like in most games.
Degenerator's not going to work. Jump or Shockwave Pulsar will do about 2,000-3,000 damage, maybe more. It's a single hit target, but that's not how the spell is intended to be used, so it doesn't do as much damage. Shockwave Pulsar is supposed to be a multi-hitting attack. We could try Gilgamesh. Can't he kill Omega? That's something I haven't seen before. Gilgamesh killing Omega, do y'all think we could do it? Oh, I don't want that to hit.
Omega weapon, you will be able to make full use of Quistis' Shockwave Pulsar.
Omega can kill boss fights. I mean, Gilgamesh can kill boss fights. That's his special trait.
Meltdown will put Omega weapons SPR at 0.
I didn't know that about Meltdown and Spirit. I knew it was Vitality, but I didn't know everything else. Alright, they cut me out of... Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm taking a 5-minute break.
Yep, it hits both VIT and SPR. Quistis has another blue magic called Ray Bomb, but it doesn't hit for as much DMG as Shockwave Pulsar.
Actually, that would be something. Gilgamesh versus Omega, or Irvine, Quistis, and Renoa. I'd rather just see Renoa take it out all by herself with 100 meteors, but I don't know the mechanics behind it. I can only guess that it goes by random spells in her inventory. I know that for a fact. It's just the spells in her inventory. I would like to know if she uses like the ones with 100 first, or if it's the rarer the spell is, or if it's completely random. That's some stuff that I have to test out myself. Because if I find out that she starts using other spells like Ultima and Meteor, if I had 100 Meteors and let's say 50 Ultimas, I wouldn't have to worry about her casting Ultima until they get to like 50 Meteors in. And who can take 50 Meteor spells from Angel Wing Winoa besides Omega Weapon, you know? Omega Weapon's probably the only one that can tank that. Oh, I gotta make sure they're coming for me. So yeah, I don't think that it would be much different between Lionheart and Angel Wing Winoa. Those two moves would be use the same strategy.
When I get the blue Narcissus, I have my agenda for the side questing.
Yeah, there's a lot of airships in Final Fantasy IX. Everybody's wondering how Final Fantasy VII Remake Trilogy is going to end. I really can't tell you.
I'm trying to pick my lowest level characters first, one of them being Kina, and that's only so I can go right to the Kuz Marshes for more fraud.
All I can say is Remake Trilogy, the story is over. They have finally decided how to end the trilogy. Now they're dealing with making the game, and it's going to be a good one, I hope. Just like Remake, I'm hoping for, because if Final Fantasy starts making games just like Remake, then I'll be buying them. Remake, they did not disappoint at all. I mean, Rebirth, yeah. The hyenas still drop
Ragtimer won't
empty
be for a
shards.
long time, by the way. He's far off for the last 7 encounters.
I have 6 more battles probably till I hit 105. That's going to be the big factor on my next video. I show off Eco's attack, that way when people get her, they're gonna test her attack themselves. And if you show that you're doing way better, you'll have more followers wondering how you did it. You know, like me, I've never done a stat max on Final Fantasy 9 because there's really not that many ways to do it. I know how to do it, I just don't do it.
He won't be findable again until I go to where the gumball is. That will be fun.
I think he's a marble, or and really like. I think the fiction behind him is that he's a planet. Ozma is, and Zidane and party become just as powerful as Trans Kuja, who killed a whole entire planet. So it was Final Fantasy IX's way of saying that Zidane is in fact strong with his friends as Kuja is alone. Kuja's all about forcing all of his energy into single attacks.
You're right, that's the achievement, to Ozma and back.
Because Ozma is supposed to be a planet, or an entity capable of making a planet, more precise. It's terraforming.
There was another planet, was supposed to be an island that was forgotten.
Okay, get over here. I'm gonna let the items get to me. Yeah, because I don't think Omega Weapon is in 9. I don't even think Ultima Weapon is in 9. Besides the actual blade. It just shows how safer the party was. You had Hades, Necro, and what was his name? Ozma. There was no need for Ultima or Omega Weapon.
There was no weapon in 9, there was the Ultima weapon that was Zidane's best weapon aside from the Orichalcon.
That's better.
Ozma was basically the only monster weapon in the game.
Yep. Because Hades doesn't really help. Like, he doesn't really do much. I don't think Gilgamesh is in 9 except for the 8-armed man. It just shows that the world of Final Fantasy 9, it wasn't in complete chaos like all the other realms that Gilgamesh, Ultima, and Omega Weapon would spawn in. It seems like even if Kuja won, it wouldn't have been the actual end of that world. You know, because Kuja, or Omega's origins is, if you're not strong enough to defeat the final boss, Omega Weapon's there to take it out if they go too far. Like say, in Final Fantasy VII, for instance, Omega Weapon in Final Fantasy VII only appears when the world is absolutely dead.
You can see that if you defeat Ozma, then go to battle Hades after that, from the dialogue that Hades gives.
Like Omega Weapon in 7 comes out with chaos and all of that when the end of the world is actually there. And that means that if Sephiroth actually won, Omega Weapon would have, or Omega Weapon wasn't alerted at Sephiroth's wake. Omega was only discovered by President Shinra, not Rufus, but President Shinra, and Hojo. So those are the two people really from Final Fantasy VII that were really familiar with Omega. I mean, yeah, everybody in Dirge of Cerberus was as well. But yeah, Omega Weapon's there just to make sure that whatever destroys a planet doesn't go and destroy another planet. It's the end of that world. So Final Fantasy IX was safe. It didn't have a complete end of the world scenario. Like all the other Final Fantasies that do have those characters, or those enemies in it, they face real life world destroying events. And 9 should fit on that list because it has its fair share of world-ending events if Kuja was to win. But Kuja wouldn't actually end all the world right away. I think that he would have tried to do more. This might be the last one. Let's look at my... No, it's not going to be the last one. It's close, but it's not going to be the last. And then I can see if I can get to 110. Because I still got the Rising Tide DLC to do. But I want to get with Leviathan, no damage, right away.
Something else I meant to go over to, Amaranth's Trance, which is Alon.
Oh yeah, Chakra is a really good trance. Well, his Chakra ability becomes really good in trance. I think all his abilities get the all effect.
Amaranth's Trance isn't much, it's basically the same but it's multi-target.
Yeah, I know what his trance is. And wow. This could be it. I'm excited.
Over him though.
Oh, actually, I didn't want to alert them yet.
to use him more.
If you know his gimmicks, he's really good. He's a good tank of add status and instant death. Alright, let's see if that was it. That was the last level I can obtain.
5, Aura, throw, no mercy, etc. I did use throw a lot.
I can go above level 105. And I'm gonna try.
Change to
I can get to 110. That's such a relief.
spare change is a little different in FF9.
We're not alone.
It is good against Tantarian if you battle him later in Disc 3.
Alright, 5 levels was enough for one stream. I will be back to do this. Now I know I can be 100 in level 10, do the missions that I'm having trouble with. The obelisk missions. But that is nice to know. That it's 110. I had some questions. A lot of people